Joins us on the phone from Richard J. Donovan State Prison in San Diego. I think I have him right now. Mr. Knight, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but not that. I can't hear you that well. I can hear you because it's really talked up to.
All right.
We got like my connection. You gave me a number that didn't work.
Well, welcome to News Nation. But I got you now, so hopefully you can hear me. And first question is, for people who have done a little bit of homework and know who you are, why should they believe you about what you think and feel about Sean Diddy Combs and any allegations against him, given your history of animosity with him?
First of all, I'm not calling you or nobody else, giving nobody to believe anything regarding him. Like I said, and I always say, me personally, I don't jump up and down and cheer no black man going to prison or any other man, any other human being going to prison. If people think prison is always the answer, I'm not saying a lot of people don't deserve to do their time and see what's going on. But at the same time, that's not no cheerful thing, because when you look at it, that man has kids. Mm-hmm. And whatever affects him definitely affects his kids. And I know there's a lot of victims involved in it, and whatever affects them affects their kids. So it's not a good thing to be talking about any shit about the next person. But it's always, it's not a gray area with me. And at the same time, Puffy didn't react, or people they got, or do those things on those allegations by himself. He was taught from people before him, and he did it to the younger people after him. And we can talk all day and say what's true, what's not true. But the true part about it is videos, conversations, and people can see what they've done. Mm-hmm. But more is being happy and proud and saying what do people think. That's irrelevant.
So sure.
It's just like I heard earlier today when Ray J was talking to TMZ. Mm-hmm. I got love for Harvey, but I see Charles always got some negative to say when it comes to West Coast people. And Charles tried to make a reference to say that, how do I feel when I'm in prison? If I'm in prison, I guarantee you I'm free more than Charles. If I feel like sleeping at 5 o'clock, or I want to sleep 12 hours a day, I can. Charles, I didn't know Harvey was a pimp. But Harvey, you always have your side bitch right there. Your bottom.
All right.
Wow. Your bottom of it.
Sure.
So besides all that, the fact is, it's not no competition. We want to talk around or talk to that. It's not something positive that can help anybody. I don't get on no platform unless it be something positive. If it ain't positive,
I understand what you're saying. I want you to try to make some positive points here. I get what you're saying about TMZ, but that's not really my interest, as you might imagine. My interest is in what you can help people understand about these allegations that Diddy is facing and what you believe he's facing on the inside. Now, what's most interesting to me is that you seem to see Diddy as kind of an Epstein kind of figure. That Jeffrey Epstein, that a lot of people know what Diddy was about, and they were about the same thing, and that's why they're quiet. That's why J-Lo and Ben Affleck got divorced, because of videos that he has of her that now they know about. Where is this coming from with you? What do you believe about the people around Diddy and what everybody knows?
First of all, you got to start with you starting with your time. Brian Davis, Russell Simmons, Andre Herrera, Jimmy Iovine. Even if you take Jimmy Iovine, he had allegations from him, same thing, he went away. He took Jimmy Iovine. They told me at Universal and Interscope, said, you know what? You can't deal with artists that gets in trouble. Your artist gets in trouble, they talk crazy.
This call and your telephone number monitored and recorded.
Keep going, Sean.
They speak about what they see. Now, I was told that I can't do business there because of that. Now, Doug Moore gave Puffy a deal for millions of dollars. They flopped. Jimmy the Friends, and they had the same umbrella of Universal. Then he turned around and gave him a deal, and they flopped. Same time, he was a young lady by the name of Capricorn. Puffy beat the shit out of her. I shouldn't say that because I'm trying to protect her image. But he beat the shit out of her and Cat.
But you know that for a fact?
You should never do to a woman.
You know that for a fact that this woman, Capricorn, was assaulted by Puffy?
Do you know that for a... No. I don't even know for a fact. Jimmy, Security, and Puffy pulled up on Capricorn and started telling her that she gotta settle with him, she gotta take this money, she gotta do this deal. And whooping her ass and doing all the shit they took her to. And guess what? She settled, she took the money, and the money didn't come from Puffy, and it come from Jimmy, Cagley, Interscope, and Universal. They paid her to it, she was getting a paycheck for working there. And then they made the girl, I think she had to pay taxes on it.
What?
So that's even more crazy. So when you look at all these things and everybody want to say Puffy, 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 don't get me wrong. Yeah, Puffy stepped in this shit, and even if he wiped the shit off his shoe, it still stinks. But he's not the only one. They got all the tapes.
Now, when you talk about the tapes,
This has been going on for a long time.
Hold on, sure. Help us understand, because a lot of this stuff is a little inside baseball for people, right? Because they don't live the life, they don't know the world, they don't know the players.
Telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That's just a recording from the prison. That's just saying that they recorded, which obviously they do. Sure. Help people understand. What tapes are you talking about? Who has them? And what kinds of things do you think they show?
Well, number one, luckily, I wasn't their first short, their second short. I want the first short to be at those freaking parties. But you know what they show. They used to have a thing in the industry, right? The sad thing about it, I don't like mentioning Usher, I don't like mentioning Justin Bieber, I don't like mentioning all these people that everybody knows how it is. So at the same time, they have a joke. They never played this joke, me. And they used to walk in the Interscope office. They'd go back there and they'd be like, hey, we passed the test. I said, we never did the test. One dude said, don't say that in front of Mr. Knight because he's going to take it offensive and hurt somebody. I said, well, whatever it is, I probably would take it offensive and somebody would get their ass whooped. You know, that was me in those days. But they used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They used to take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg. They had those guys put their pants down, bend over, and they stick it up their ass. The egg break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in. This is Hollywood. So everybody want to go act like they don't know what's going on.
Hold on a second.
But
Sure.
you just look.
Sure.
You gotta do
I have never heard of anything like that. So if I haven't heard about it, just assume a lot of people haven't heard that before. But you think it's on video?
Let's stop for a second.
Go ahead, sure.
Yeah, listen, also, have you ever been to any public parties?
No.
You sure they had a long time to think about it, but if you ever been in those butt naked parties, even some of the preachers been in those parties, and they wasn't on their knees praying for God. See, they was praying for somebody to have come real quick or something. How wasn't there ever this proof of it? At the same time, everybody want to look around and act like something going on that wasn't right. It's the facts of life in the industry, not for the people who don't get in. So, everybody, you gotta look at it like this. When you see a beautiful woman, or you see a handsome man, and it was like that all their life. Elementary school, to junior high school, to high school, they forced to go to college, right? They always knew they had something special about themselves. But you take some of the Hollywood executives, or some artists, they might have been the ugly duckling for a long time, before they had the teeth sticks, and lipsticks, and nose sticks, all the work done. Underneath, they still was young and with no confidence because they've been that way all their fucking life. So all of a sudden, if you look at Puffy old pictures, don't look nothing like his new pictures. You know, shit, they did
But
everything.
Suge, just because he has plastic surgery, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you're wrong about rich people doing stuff to their face or whatever it is, but that's different than the allegations that are coming down on him.
About rich people, I'm talking about the different. I'm talking about, okay, let's look at it like this. I look at real plain and simple. Ain't no whistleblower. Facts is there. But right now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Trey. Nobody's stepping up from the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him.
You
You're
had
right.
guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay.
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
Okay. Okay, but you had a guy named Cuddy, used to work for Interscope. This guy's job was to bring underage girls and have sex with employees and other artists. To the point where his friend had caught him with the same thing. When they raided Puppy House for sex trafficking, they raided his friend house for sex trafficking.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
He never was on it.
Sure, can you say something? Can you say
So when
something
you look at the
positive?
whole situation,
Because you only got
I mean, you don't say this time. And I'll hit him a call right back.
All right, Suge, you call back. Okay, let's review right quick, okay? Let me bring in Jason Lee so he can help me understand what we were just hearing. The founder and CEO of Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee. And no, it's not like I need a black Virgil. It's that he understands the hip hop world, and I just want to unpack this. Now, look, Suge is deep in the weeds on some of this stuff, but he also seems to be, forget about Hollywood Hills parties and cocaine and drugs and sex. This is a different order of behavior that Suge Knight is talking about, that he says all the big names on top of Puffy and who did, you know, business with Diddy knew, including getting underage women for him, the hard-boiled egg test. Have you ever heard of any of these allegations? Let's start with that one.
First of all, that whole segment was a lot. First, I want to give credit to the fact that Suge knows things at a level that you and I may not know. I've been to the Diddy parties. I haven't been to the Diddy After Dark parties. I think there needs to be a distinction, because right now what's happening in Hollywood is going through this process where, one, all the people who are around Puffy in terms of celebrities are being silent because they don't know how they're going to get sucked into it. And then there's people who went to the parties like a Paris Hilton or like a Rick Ross or somebody who may not have went to Diddy After Dark with all the baby oil and dildos, but were there before that party allegedly went down. So I think the challenge that what I was listening to is Suge was talking, because he named a lot of people that I know and that I've heard stories about. There is a lot of corruption at different levels of the business where intimidation, threatening, harassing, and stuff does happen to people that do anything to the star who's paying the person to protect them. And I think is what Suge was starting to allude to, was that if you keep looking hard enough or keep digging enough, you may go further than Puff. And I think where people are a little concerned is now that they've gotten all the phones, all the computers, all the records, they got all the staff that were there allegedly participating in these parties pinned against the wall, names are getting ready to drop, and I don't think Diddy's going to be the only one.
So first of all, what you started by saying he knows things we don't. How do you assess the level of believability of Suge Knight talking about executives and, in the form of Diddy Combs, people he does not like, even though he says he doesn't want to see Diddy in jail?
Yeah, but the Suge Knight Diddy conflict, the Tupac and Biggie beef in 1995 was almost 30 years ago. I mean, those hatchets have been buried a long time ago. Both artists died. Both ends of the country moved on, and hip hop is united, both East and West Coast. So that is kind of old. The reason why I think, one, that Suge is credible is because Suge may be in prison right now for murder and may be looked at as a murderer or whatever. But the only difference between him and Diddy, at least right now, is that he's been convicted and Diddy has not. Suge was operating at a level of an executive where all the people he mentioned, he was dealing with when it came to business. His artists were either signed to their labels. Hollywood is a very small community. And so I think what he's talking about is that that level of
Right.
that happens at a place where some of us don't necessarily navigate.
Understood. So let me get him back on. He's calling back in. Jason, listen, and I'm going to come back to you. Help me understand. Suge Knight joins us again. He's calling from prison. There's a set amount of time he has. The call expired. He called back. We have him again. Suge Knight, do I have you?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Hey,
Hey, Suge, thank you for calling back.
hey, I like to say this too real quick. You got a woman that works for you that's really incredible. You don't find too many people.
I thought you were about to implicate her in the investigation. I'm just glad you're not implicating Dusty in the investigation, Suge, because I can't take that.
She's not in the investigation,
All right,
but what I
good.
want to do for her is, I want to, and look, I got to do this book, but I want to turn her on to this clothing line called Girl Monday to Sunday. Girl Monday to Sunday. And I'm definitely going to look out for it, and I buy a lot of shit for a lot of people from that place. But look, what I'm basically trying to say is this. I respect your show, respect what you're doing, but the most important thing it's got to be a solution. Because this has been going on in the industry for a whole bunch of years, for decades. And at the same time, you know, nobody wants it to be true, and it shouldn't have to be true. But if we don't fix it and do something about it, history will constantly
Repeat itself. Now, Suge, you said something early on that I want to get clarification for the audience, Suge. You said early on, you can't just look at Diddy in isolation. You said this was done to him. He learned from others, and it was done to him, and then he did to others. To me, that sounds like what I hear when people are talking about abusive situations, you know, hurt people, that someone was sexually abused, they wind up being a perpetrator. Is that what you're suggesting about Sean Combs, that he was sexually abused and he now sexually abuses?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think he repeat what was done to him. And like I said, if you look at Russell Simmons, you know the truth. Andre Rail, you know the truth. Brian Davis, you know the truth. Jimmy Iovine, you know the truth. It was at a point where it's like a whole sex trade, because you take Nicole from the Pussycat Doll, she pushed the line for people to participate. She was messing with Jimmy Iovine when Jimmy Iovine was married to one of the most incredible women in the world named Vicky, and she used to go around and sing that song and chant the lyrics to make it put Vicky down. So there's not certain things that all of a sudden you got this. The industry is a quick business. It's been like that for a long time. And the casting couch is real, but it's for women and men. But apart from all that, I think the most important thing is I feel like they should let Puffy tell his truth. I'm quite sure he's going to expose a lot of people. I'm sure he's going to move forward with it. Now, I don't think it should be a situation like the Epstein thing where they found him hanging from the ceiling in bed before the truth come out.
Do you believe
I think
that?
the truth needs to be.
Do you believe that Diddy is in danger in prison, and do you have advice for him based on what you just said?
Well, the first advice I have, I don't never want to say he's in danger, and neither should he say that. Because once he gets to the point where they feel he's going to be suicidal to himself, harmful to himself, once they put him on suicide watch, you have a right to nothing. No socks, no drawers, no t-shirt, no blanket, no sheets. You have so naked in a cell as a crazy man. So he definitely don't want to do that. And the other advice I would tell him, you know, maybe he should get on the Jewish diet. Because the kosher meals is way better than the food somebody else is making for you. At least they're going to come hot. They're going to come chilled, and you got to be the one to open them. That's very important.
What about people trying to hurt
go to the jail? I mean, one of the things is this. I don't care who you are. Prison and jail is a negative environment. Somebody can do something to them and get a name for themselves, they don't actually do it. They can do whatever they feel they got to do to prove themselves. But we also got to learn. We got to learn from our mistakes. Everything don't have to be a mistake. You got to better yourself. But We all know what we signed up for in life. So if I signed up to be a football player, I knew I'm gonna get hit and I'm gonna hurt some motherfuckers too. If I signed up to be in the music business and the entertainment business, if you got the right to being a black man, certain things you gotta look at what's the charges. If they can't take the money from you, they take you the money by putting you in prison. That's a fact. In Puffy's situation, he should go and get his time off the way. Not no life sentence. If he's getting less time, he should jump on it because he had a great run. I'm in prison right now. I had a great run. So I don't go get mad. I don't wake up mad. I've been locked up for 10 years, and I ain't had a bad day yet. And there's a lot of things we can do to help each other, and it's never too late for help. God bless us to have a voice. Let's use our voice. I had told Puppy a while back. I told TD Jakes a while back. Kid, come on, collect calls. We can politic. Because one thing for certain, one thing for sure, he just not gonna walk away with one scratch on him.
Do you think that Diddy? Do you think Diddy knows enough that it's a very delicate balance that maybe investigators will want to know these other names and greatly reduce his exposure to criminality to time versus what people would do to keep him quiet?
Number one, I've been knowing him a long time. And we was friends. We're not enemies, but we were friends. He's not a dummy. So he's smart enough to work his magic. On top of that, this man right here, he been involved with the FBI and most of his career. Yeah, he got powerful people. One of his partners who started his company with drug money, President Obama, got him out of prison. So it's not like he don't have no moves. So I don't think nobody's just counting him out. I don't think he gonna lay down and just crawl in the corner and die. He probably going through a lot of shit right now because he's probably going through a lot of withdrawals for the drugs. But the industry got him on drugs. My artist, one of the worst mistakes I could have made was protecting my artist is doing a deal at Interscope. When my artists to pull up in valet, the Rodak building, they get out, they smell like weed. But they clothes smell like weed. When they made it to any office, it would smell like weed. Those guys, for my artists, they introduced cocaine to my artists. So what they got on cocaine, what they got on drugs, what they got on alcohol, and that's when the weird stuff happened. And I think that's what took Puffy down that lane. Then you gotta remember, Clyde Davis, Russell Simmons, Andre Arrell,
Simon, come on.
couldn't believe it. Alcohol, drugs. He compromised his manhood. Because he was taught that. He got Usher as a kid. They never recorded no songs, but alcohol, drugs, sex. Justin Bieber. And see, they do these things to take control. They're not doing, there's nothing wrong with being gay. You choose to be gay, that's your preference. But they do this to people for control. It's a power situation.
Sure.
And they can have the power of the, yes.
I appreciate your perspective on this. And I just want to get something very clear, because if what you're saying is true, and I'm not questioning your credibility, I can't assess it. I don't know. So,
Right.
then he's got people who are the biggest names in the
Well,
business
you could, I
who
ain't
have
trying to
to.
cut you off, but if any of those people I mentioned don't have no drink and don't do no problem with it, you find out. I don't want you to be right.
Well, listen, I mean, the job is to ask questions of people in power. They answer how they choose. But the proposition of Jeffrey Epstein, now I don't know that we're ever going to know what actually happened. The official word is that he killed himself. But you have expressed several times over that Puffy's got to be careful. Yes, maybe he knows people in powerful places, but it still landed him in jail for now. And he's vulnerable unless he's in protective custody all the time. Do you believe that Diddy is going to survive this, or do you expect that there may be tragic news about what happens to him inside? True?
I think the phone hung up.
Okay.
I think he ran out of time.
All right, that's good. Thank you very much for making the call happen. Appreciate it. Let's bring back Jason Lee and unpack this. Now, that last bit, Jason, give me your perspective on this. He's basically saying, okay, that Combs was groomed by guys in the business. And the grooming sounds like something right out of any pedophile scandal I've ever covered. The drugs, affection, and then sex as a form of control. He then mentioned two of the biggest recording artists in history as being under the control of Diddy the same way, Usher and Jason Bieber. Now, that is the stuff of social media, huh?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Yeah. The thing is, there's so much been said that I'm trying to it's so many layers to it. Number one, if Diddy is gay, bisexual, if he likes doing freaky stuff, that is his personal business as an adult. I've met Justin Bieber many times. I've met Usher many times. I don't know them to be gay. I don't know them to be bisexual. I don't know them to haven't been involved with Puffy, and I've never heard them having a relationship. You hear the rumors of the online stuff, but they've never talked about it, and it's never been a thing. And so I'm really trying to be careful because I'm a credible person in the culture, and I have an affection for the culture. I don't want to be adding to a lens of confusion, conflation, and chaos, right? I think that if we're saying that Diddy flew in young kids, young girls, young boys, had wild sex parties with them, I never saw that. I don't know that it never happened, but I don't know who does know because nobody's told me that they have firsthand accounting of it. So for me to put a noose around his neck and add to the public lynching, I won't do that. What I will say though is that to the point that Suge was making that I have heard a long time is that there are a lot of powerful people in the industry that do a lot of things, whether it's coercion, whether it's racketeering, whether it's threatening, whether it's harming people, hiring people to harm people, extorting them, bullying them, or even attacking them. Does that happen? Yes, and it is way up top. And where Suge was going with that, if people continue to sniff around, they may find something. So that I've heard for a long time. Right. But again, people in the industry right now are having this visceral reaction because it's almost like you went to the apartment building and lived 2 doors down from Dahmer. You didn't know that people were getting eaten. You didn't know that people were getting killed. You walked by and saw that there was a party there. You may even stopped in the party and had a drink, but you didn't know when you left that people were getting killed or getting eaten. That is what people are reacting to, and then people are saying, when you left the party and went home, but other people stayed there, who else was eating the bodies? Right. And that's what it's getting to, and that is what has, I think, the industry paralyzed right now because everybody's waiting for all the other shoes to drop if the shoes exist.
Right, and look, I think you make one important qualification which should go across the board. I don't know if Suge Knight is telling the truth. I know that he may be right about his understanding of the culture from his time and experience in it, but I don't know if any of the specifics are right. This is his take from prison. I don't get a chance to vet it the same way because you can't really talk to him, to vet it very easily. But let's be very careful about one thing, Jason. I don't have any problem with anybody's sexuality or what they do. That's not the issue. It's not whether or not any of these big names are gay or bisexual or whatever they want to identify as. It's whether or not this was about control and abuse. Then it's not about your sexuality. It may be about your age, but it's about coercion and abuse of power. That's a very different thing. Trying to fit it into RICO, there's no crime of being gay under RICO. It's about a predicate criminal act that's the reflection of an organization. That's what they have to be talking about, Jason.
Well, yeah, and listen, I'd be lying if I say I never heard that Diddy was a part of an organization to harass, intimidate people. I mean, it's been a long-standing thing that everybody has kind of understood. But, what we need from Justin Bieber and Usher and other people whose names keep getting thrown out there of whether or not they were a victim of what people are alleging. I mean, Meek Mill, a rapper from Philadelphia, recently went and posted, and we put it on Hollywood Unlocked, where he said all these news organizations saying they have a tape of me having sex with Diddy or whatever, he's saying that it's not true. When we've heard rumors that they may have had something, but there's not been any proof. So there's just so much going on right now that it has really been a few days of just complete chaos as you see every story unfold. Another lawsuit filed earlier today that nobody really knows what the truth is. So you trying to get to it is great, but I just wish people whose names are being dropped, like do like Meek Mill, and just come forward, clear the air, so we can all keep it pushing.
I hear you. As a journalist, you always want more transparency, but I'm not sure how I feel about asking people to come up and talk about their personal lives, whether it is or is not true, unless it's instructive of criminality, maybe, and they're part of an investigation, maybe, but this is really the job of the federal authorities. And this is a constant beef for me. An indictment is a low level of causation. It is probable cause, more likely than not, okay? I believe they have a duty in public situations, like Eric Adams, not to connect them to the Diddy stuff, but Eric Adams in New York City and what's going on around him with Diddy, it's too big to take the normal course of time. They have to come out as soon as they know things and put meat on the bones, because there are too many people, too many reputations involved in both of these investigations. Jason, I gotta jump. I appreciate you as a kind of fair broker of this, and I look forward to continuing the conversation.
Thank you.
Because remember, hip-hop is literally the culture of this country. It was my generation, it's my kids, it's bigger than music, it's bigger than one set of artists, and it needs to be taken seriously, and you gotta have a thorough understanding. So thank you for helping us.
Thank you.
All right, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. We come back, gotta be fair, okay? Suge Knight just dumped all over Sean Diddy Combs and as being an instrument of a really corrupt system. How does his side respond? His lawyer, next.